What is up?
What is up, people?
What is up, ladies? What is up, gentlemen? How you doing? This is Kazi from cleverprogrammer.com, and I'm here with
Daniel. What is up, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. And what are we going to do today, Kazi?
guys. Today we're going to be doing something fun. So Daniel and I decided, hey, let's learn more about React and let's sharpen our React.js skills.
Because we're just inspired by you guys, right? I mean, React is such an awesome tool that you can have in your tool belt. And we want to have that in our own tool belts.
So what's going to be cool about this is you're going to be watching me learn and Daniel learn, and you can learn with us, okay? And we are going about learning it in a pretty interesting way. So I think you might pick up some skills from there too, how you can actually pick it up faster.
And I think it's important because you're going to realize we don't know everything, right? Not anyone knows everything. So we still have a lot of learning to do.
I'm from Python and Django world, so I'm good at that, but React is new. So I want to pick that up. You'll see how a developer goes to another language and picks it up. And Daniel has
mostly Java background.
Java background. And he's worked for a Blue Origin, and he was working on actually a rocket ship.
A big rocket ship. I did a lot of back-end stuff, but that's what it was.
So with that said, guys, let's just jump into it. Daniel and I are going to be learning with you today. So let's go. So here's something interesting I did. Because I want to learn in a component-based, functional component-based way, not class-based components. So I just literally Googled React functional components to do app GitHub. I found somebody's code. So you guys can actually go here as well. Yo, what's up? We got 294 people. What's up, gang? Yo, smash that like button. Smash that. Break that button.
Yo, Raj Hans is gonna get a lot of clout after this.
What's up? Let's go, Raj Ron. Guys, if you want to surprise Raj Ron, go ahead and smash that star button here. Raj Hans. Yo, what's up? From Toronto. Obaid says from Toronto. Beautiful.
Yo, Bangladesh. Man.
Yep, this is live. All right, guys. So here we go. So basically what I did is I went and checked out what app this guy's built. So I went here, and it's a to-do list app. Looks pretty good. If I type in Daniel or I type in YouTube, hit add. And then when I check things off, it does what it's supposed to do. Hey, we already got a donation. Let's go, gang shit. Come on, baby. Hey, what's up? What's up?
Dude, this is crazy, bro.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
let's go. Yo, we got 245 people. We gotta break 300.
Let's
almost at 300. Let's go. Yo, guys, welcome, Omain Lunatic. What's up, brother? Nazmul, how's it going? Govind, thank you. All right. So let's go. And now what I'm gonna do, guys, and you can do this with me. You can do it with us. Let's grab the code.
Let's do it. You want to drop this link in the chat just in case they care?
All right. Here you guys go. So you guys can copy this thing. So I'm going to copy this. All right. And then I'll go to my command line.
Oh, it's over here.
All right. Here we go. And let's go into my GitHub. And I will clone this app. React to do functional. And I will npm install whatever is in there. And then as soon as I'm done installing, then what am I going to do, guys?
We're going to run it.
Oh, shit, son. I'm fucking hyped. Let's go. Let's see what other musics we got. Hey.
Dude, this is the intense build-up.
All right, here we go. All right, npm run.
npm run.
npm start. That's what I meant.
Start.
Let's go. Whatever. Hey, we're learning this shit.
Oh, something's happening.
Don't know what.
Don't know. Oh.
All right, cool. So far, so good. You guys have seen this before. Nothing new here. Nothing to get excited about. Nothing to write home about. Let's open up Visual Studio Code and let's pop that bad boy open. Where is it? GitHub? Wait, it's not here. Oh, hold on. Where is it?
You put it under GitHub.
Yeah. What the?
PWD?
GitHub, right?
React.
Why is this GitHub different than this GitHub? Where is this GitHub? It's under.
Your user.
This is so confusing, bro.
Oh, the buildup is intense, dude.
Found it. Let's go. All right.
Perfect timing, dude, just for the drop.
I love it. I'm just moving it to the other GitHub. What's up, guys? Let's keep it rocking. 285 people.
Yo.
Let's break 300, bro. Let's fucking go. Woo! Who wants to learn React?
I do.
Just like ripping their shirts off.
They got React painted on their chest, dude.
We start signing people's chests. Yo, $10 notation. Let's go. I mean, donation. Thanks for the content, CP. Help me with my React.js and state management skills so much. Let's keep it up. Yo, let's go. Hey. All right. So, all right, guys, let's do this. I'll bring this down just a little bit. So, whoops. I meant to open up React To Do app. All right, let's go to source app.js. We're gonna do command J and let's just do npm start. Yeah,
Let's do it.
beautiful. Yo, we just broke 300 viewers, guys. Smash the. Woo! Thank you, guys. I love you guys so much. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. All right. So I like to have my code on the left and my, you know what I'm saying? This on the right. One hand on the steering wheel. All right. All right. So. Whoops. Here we go. I don't need this terminal anymore, so I'm just gonna quit out of it. That's fine. Go back. Refresh. Okay. I don't need this. Don't need this. Let's move this here. Okay. There's also some face recognition app that I'm deciding to play with, but we'll do that later. For now, let's just work on this. So now I got this app up and running. You guys can copy that code and get it up and running just like this too. It'll take you 2 seconds.
They're asking for the code again.
Hey, asking for the code again. Yo, we just got another super chat. What's up?
What's a super chat?
A donation.
Yo.
Whoa.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
so
Adil,
much.
for the $5 donation. Daniel can finally get a haircut.
Haircut. Yeah. I've been growing out my hair for 3 years because haircuts are too expensive, guys.
Oh, man. When I told him that, he got offended. All right, here we go. All right. So beautiful. Thank you so much for that donation. Appreciate you guys so freaking much. We can get another monster now and keep coding all night.
Biggest ROI ever.
Let's go. So now what we're doing is the way that I want to learn React is I don't want to learn from some boring tutorial or some professor telling me what the fuck is going on, right? How I want to learn React is I want to just get into the nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty, mate.
I want to get into it. I want to get in the fucking dirt and learn. So the way that I want to learn, and Daniel and I decided to learn, is we just want to get straight into somebody's code and then start breaking it apart and see how it's made. So as I'm going through it, I'm just going to be asking questions and learning along. Maybe you'll know the answer, so you can drop it in chat. Daniel and I will just try to break this thing apart and figure it out. We know web development in other languages. We could probably figure it out in React.
Exactly. And again, this is because you guys inspired us. We're like, man, if we're here teaching React, we should also get down and dirty with React so we can learn it just like you guys. So you guys are going to get to see us be a bunch of noobs and conquer React.
That's right. We are up to 373 people. Let's go. Guys, smash that like button so this video can just keep spreading and going out everywhere. We're total 445 people. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for jumping on. Appreciate you guys. Let's keep rocking and rolling. So we're learning to code in React.js, and I'm learning with you guys. So let's keep going. All right. So what is happening? So I'm going to put this on the, you know what? Let's take this here. One thing that God blessed me in is my computer skills. So let's go here, let's go here, and let's take a look. All right. So far what makes sense to me, Daniel, is I see these 3 things here, and they map to 3 things. Now, I'm not a rocket scientist, but this adds up.
I think it adds up. I think there's some sort of static list that's being populated before, right?
Yep. So we got pick up laundry, we got dye, we got this thing.
And I guess what that also tells us is we could look at the objects and what they're mapping out to.
Yep.
So we know that each to-do is composed of an ID. It's composed of a text. and it's composed of a is complete Boolean value.
Okay. So you're telling me that if I change this to a true, this would mark it.
Interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like the is complete is just changing the text and the style of that.
Got it. Okay. So that's what that's doing. ID is not going to do anything right now.
I don't know. Try it out.
I mean, if I change it to 4, I don't think it's going to. Yeah.
Okay.
So for now, it's not going to do anything. But it could be useful at some point.
Yeah, like you could order things, right?
Right. Based on ID.
Yep.
Now we got to-dos. And this is, what is it called in React? It's called state variables or whatever.
Okay.
They're called.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically what's happening here is to-dos, we can change it on the fly. Whenever we call set to-dos and change it, it changes the to-dos list on the fly.
Okay.
Right? So,
So let's get into the functions.
so what were you talking about? So this is the add to-do. This is what runs when I hit add.
And I think, by the way, kudos to whoever made this code.
Yo, we're at 416 people. Jesus Christ, let's keep going.
Let's go. At 1K people, we'll take off our shirts. Start coding naked. No, we're not gonna do that, or maybe we will. But kudos to this guy because he's documenting so well. Like right here, add to do. I don't even have to look at the function, and I can already guess
What it is.
it's gonna give you another to-do list after you press that add button, and it probably gets triggered by the add button, right?
Yep. So this add button is running, and then it adds the let's go. It's being stored here in the React. These are React hooks. Yes, thank you guys. So it's being stored in to-dos, right? And what's this text part? So
Gotcha. So what that looks like to me is
this is appending to the
yes. So it's passing in a list that has the old to-dos, and then at the end, or is it at the beginning, it's appending a new object with the text.
I think it makes sense that it's at the end.
Oh, gotcha. With the to-do assigned to the to-do is whatever they write in. That's the parameter that's being passed in, assigned to the text. And that's why when you put let's go, it brings in that text. It creates a new variable. It sets the text of that, or it creates a new object component, whatever we're going to call it.
Got it.
And it sets that text of whatever you wrote.
So basically all that's happening is it's adding it in here as the fourth object.
Yep.
Right?
That's making sense.
Cool. All right, so let's go. And what these hooks allow you to do, what this allows you to do is when I add this in, it doesn't refresh the page and it adds it in. Right?
That's good because refresh sucks.
Right. So boom. So okay, figured that part out.
Dude, that was a lit song, bro. We need to,
That one is sick, right? I love that one. Okay, so now we got mark complete, and this is if I go to the index, I click it.
It's been marked complete.
All right, so hold on. It takes new to-dos.
So I think it just creates the new to-dos and it adds the old to-dos to it. Then the next one, it's going to update the new to-dos. It looks like at a specific index, which is what's passed in by the parameter.
So here it would be like 2, 0, 1, 2.
Yeah, or
Okay.
1, 2, 3, or however they're in. I don't know if they're indexing based off 0 or based off 1. It could be 0 based or 1 based.
Yeah.
But what it's doing is it's setting the is complete to whatever it is of the opposite, right?
Got it.
So whatever was like the opposite of what it currently is. For example.
Oh, so when I click it, it just does the opposite of this.
Exactly.
Oh,
Right.
so it's just using a very simple negation here.
Oh,
It's
negation.
almost like logic. I love that. Okay, cool. So this is a hack to just turn whatever you have into the opposite. And since it's on and off, if it's on, it'll make it off. If it's off, it'll make it on.
Exactly. When you're coding, sometimes you do care what the state is. You know, if it was positive or on, off, true, false, 0, 1, whatever that is. But in this case, you don't really care. You just want to invert it to whatever that is whenever you mark it as complete. So you could turn it on, you could turn it off. Doesn't matter. And I think this is a great way of just doing it with the negation.
I love that. And then set is, okay, so it just takes these to-dos and it replaces the older to-dos with these new to-dos. That's all that's happening.
And all the new to-dos did was it
Yeah.
reverted or inverted the one you clicked.
Got it. So for example, say I hit this. This would be 2, right? it would take, it
I
would
think
go,
it's one base, so it would be 3.
one base. Okay, so it'll be 3. Cool. So now it will make a replica of this, right? Not a deep cop, a regular copy, right?
Yeah.
Make a copy of this. Then it would go to the is completed.
Based off the index. Or
Based off
ID.
the index. Yeah, based off the index. So because of this, it'll go here. Make this the opposite of what it is. Bada bam, bada boom. It'll turn true. And then once it makes it true, it will just take this entire thing,
Turn that.
right? And then replace what the existing to-dos were, right?
That's making sense to me.
Okay, cool. Does that make sense to you guys? Hopefully it does. Hopefully. All right.
These guys might be way smarter than us, bro. They're probably.
Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, wait till we get to, once we start flying, we're going to start flying.
Yeah, we're going to catch up real quick.
All right. Okay, cool. We should do like a 30-day challenge and see what we can put together in 30 days.
Holy crap. Let's put together a trading bot.
I think we can put together a trading bot.
Do you guys want to see a trading bot?
I think we could put together a trading bot or like a machine learning face detection type of thing with React.
That'd be pretty
Probably
cool.
way less than 30 days.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
5 to 7 days.
A little hackathon would knock it out.
Momita says, yes, it made sense.
Perfect.
Dope.
It made sense to us, too.
U235 says, I don't know, man. Sounds like witchcraft.
Oh, dude.
All right. So now, so I want to ask you this. When I hit add here, there's probably some button that's detecting a form completion and then calling the add to do function. Is that what's happening?
That sounds about right to me.
So let's go to do form.
Okay. So first off, I guess when you see the classes again, could you pop up the menu real quick? And you see app, index, to do, form, to dos. What are the things that go through your head when you see these different classes?
When I see these here,
Yeah, like what do you think to dos forms is versus to dos versus, I don't know, app?
to do's I think is a component, and I also think to do form is a component. As soon as I see anything with capitalization like that, I know that in React it's a component.
Gotcha.
So to do form would be a component that we could use, and so is to do's.
And over here on the UI, what components do you think they match up to?
So to do form I think matches up to this, and I think to do's matches up to this.
That makes sense. Yeah, because forms usually have inputs, different types. It could be text, it could be buttons, whatever that is. But then you always have like the submit form. In that case, could be like the add the to do.
Yeah,
All right, that's making sense to me.
that's what I think. And let's go. Okay, so now I want to just see what's happening with this code right here. Okay, so to do form, it takes in a add to do prop. Okay, it takes the so this is where I'm putting in the value.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So we have a handle change. So what kind of change is that? Change in the form input.
So as I'm typing, right, on the fly, it's doing this. So for example, when I type in F here, now value is actually F. Like literally it takes
Gotcha.
you see what I'm saying? So on the fly, it's taking the F and calling this thing, then that thing sets value to F.
Oh, snap.
So if I say,
E dot target dot
So now-
value. Got you. Yeah.
as soon as I say R, now FR is value.
Got it. Okay.
So it's doing it on the fly without me hitting enter or anything. That's the really, really cool thing about, right? Hey.
I get it. I'm liking it.
So that's a really cool thing about React. So now, okay, so handle submit. So on submit, we prevent default, which stops React from refreshing, which is really important. So you always want to have prevent default. And then if the value is not empty, or if
If it's empty.
if it is empty, correct.
Because if it's empty, it's
Then
a
do
false.
nothing.
Yeah, but then they put the negation again, so it's a true. So then it enters and does nothing.
Right. So if it doesn't exist, don't do anything.
If there is a value,
Yeah.
then we just add value. Oh, so this add to do is from the app.js,
That's what I was saying.
and it passes in the specific to do you want to add.
Yes.
Which is that text.
That's what I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
So this is happening on the form submission. That's
Yes.
what I was thinking would happen.
Handle submit makes
Got it.
sense. And then
And
you
then
just set the value
To
to
empty. Because if I set this value to, let's say, Daniel, then I believe what would happen is whatever I type in and I hit add,
It will show Daniel after.
boom. Holy shit. Are we developers or what?
I think so, bro.
Dude, it feels good to be a developer. You kind of feel like a magician. Like, I feel like we can pick up, like, Golang in one day and make a project. That'd be sick.
Easy peasy.
Okay, so what is next?
Next is let's look at some of this. What is that? JSX or stuff when you want to do when you want JavaScript and HTML kind of mix up stuff. So all this is creating is that form area that you just pointed to, right? We have the input, which is a text type input. So that's the add to do.
Yeah.
And then you have your primary button input, which is the add button.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. So here you're just creating it, and this is what's called a to-do form. So when you export it, and anywhere else you call to-do form, this pops out.
Right. Hold on. Let me read this code a little bit more.
Got it.
Okay. Boom. Another to-do app. Okay, cool.
That's the title.
So they're doing something with CSS here for app title text center, I imagine.
Look it up. App titles right there.
Title.
Lato. Bebas.
Okay. All right. So got that. On submit, call handle submit. That's what's calling the function. Okay.
Got it.
All right. I think, I don't know if that's Bootstrap or is just regular styling. Form group. Okay. Put this back on. Going ham. All right.
That looks like some regular Bootstrap type thing, like, or I don't know
Right.
if other frameworks or libraries use that.
Yeah, it looks like Bootstrap.
Yeah, so that first input's a text input placeholder, add to do. The value. Oh, so that's where it gets the actual value. On change equals handle change. Handle change, is that in this class or is that in the app JS class? Handle change.
Yo, what's up, guys? Hello. Hi, Deepak. I love the way you teach us. Thank you so much, brother. Ibrahim says, Kazi, I'm really, really excited about this live, but I'm busy for now. I'll definitely watch it later. Awesome, bro. We'll love to see you back. Guys, please don't spam. Please don't spam. I'd have to put you on timeout. All right. Put user in timeout.
Oh my god.
Please don't spam, guys. Gonna have to hide you or yeah, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so I think I got the to-do form. Now it's just to-dos. So to-dos is taking in these props.
Yeah, so it looks like we have two different, or would this be called a component?
Yeah, to-dos is a component.
Okay, so what this looks like is we have a to-do,
Yeah.
which has probably those elements we talked about before. And then
Yeah.
we have to-dos, which has a specific list or a mapping of.
Yeah, to-do is a component as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's just not being exported, but yeah, there are two components in here.
So let's
to-dos
talk
and
about the
to-do.
to-do first, then we'll go to the to-dos with an S because that's going to be probably a little more complicated.
Right, okay.
Perfect. So looking at this to-do, we have our divider, class name to-do, the paragraph. So this one's interesting, right? Because it's giving it a style to the type paragraph called text decoration.
So this is where it's doing that like ternary if then condition if it's completed, and if it is, it'll do that like strike through, and if it's not, it will leave it empty, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, so to the style, it's assigning a text decoration of either line through or empty depending on whether that to-do has been completed or not.
Got it. So basically, for example, if it is completed, it simplifies this whole thing to that. Right? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, so if it is completed, this is what it looks like. And if it's not completed, it looks just like empty without the line through.
All right, let me put this here. Let's put this here. All right, hopefully you guys can see the code better now. Okay, so this is what it simplifies it to, right? If it is completed when I click it.
Yes.
All right, so let's undo this. Otherwise, it completes it gets simplified to this when it's not completed.
Exactly.
Correct? So it's just a fancy way of writing like a long if-then condition.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Awesome. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions or you're wondering about something, definitely drop that in that's related to this, and we'll try to address it as we're going through for you guys. What's the difference between class name and class name my class, please? Okay, that's a great question. So I think what it's doing, if I go back to where was it doing, where did they put the squiggly that he's asking for? Where did they do that? Is it in to-dos or
could have been the to-do form?
So sometimes when you are in JSX, what I know is if you're writing a JavaScript code, you wrap it in squigglies. When you're writing like evaluating a JavaScript expression, you write it in squigglies. And I think, yeah, and it kind of like boils it down to like HTML. That's what I think it's happening.
Oh yeah, that definitely makes sense, because it's kind of like, hey, if this is squigglies, and that's mean the code inside isn't regular HTML. It's
though
JavaScript. Or
if it is like this, let me just try and see what happens. Will it still work?
break the code.
Still works.
Break the code.
So this just gets simplified to the same thing it already is. I think you could write this one both ways, because this isn't a complicated JavaScript expression.
That's a good point.
So that one, I think you'll be fine if you just write regular container, to be honest. That's just what I think.
Then what would be the purpose of putting the JSX squiggly lines? Maybe you could like
For-
assign a class.
I feel
to
like
it,
for
or-
this, there's no purpose. For this, I can see a purpose, because I think like it needs to separate out between the next argument.
No, dude. You can have spaces when it comes to HTML.
Yeah,
like
so-
that's proper HTML.
So I think here it doesn't serve anything. It's just like putting extra set of parentheses in a mathematical expression that doesn't need it, you know? It's like if you had 5 plus 4 and then you just decided to wrap it in parentheses, it wouldn't like change it. I think that's what I'm thinking for this. If it does it, like, I literally think it won't make no difference. Like if I change this, add a to-do, and remove this and say add a to-dos,
I think it'll be good.
yeah, it'll be good. So yeah, bro, I think the answer to your question is for this, it doesn't matter. I think you don't need the squiggly.
Yeah,
You don't need it.
I think in the more complicated case, where to the class name
Yeah.
or to whatever you need to assign an actual Java variable or something,
Right.
then it might be important. But for now, you could probably, in this case, you can take it off because it's regular HTML as well.
Yeah. And if you guys, anybody that needs the code access to it, here's the GitHub profile. You can just use it. I just linked it below.
Yo,
Yo,
Aaron.
wow. Aaron Nobles, bro. Thank you so much. Just gave a $5 donation. It says, currently working on a project, so I can't watch, but I'd like to thank you guys for helping me get this far in my coding journey. Thank you so much, Aaron. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Guys, if you're enjoying this so far, smash that like button. So let's keep getting this video out to more and more people.
Let's go.
All right. In this video, guys, we're learning React.js with you. I'm not a professional React.js developer. I have experience with Python, Django, a lot of it. Daniel has a ton of experience with Java and doing back-end web development with it. So we're picking up React along with you guys. We're just having fun. All right. So hopefully you're enjoying it as well and on the journey with us.
Yo,
I've destroyed the like button.
Manchu, let's go.
I love this. is in my class of strength. Manpreet says there's no need of the squiggly for container as it is not resolving an expression or JS code. Absolutely. So I actually agree, guys. I think that for all this stuff, you shouldn't have it because I think it just makes it more complicated for no particular reason. So I honestly would have it like this, you know, and I think it will be the same thing. This is the code we're using, so you guys can go ahead and use this. We'll try to put it in the description.
And that's a lot.
Whoa, somebody just gave 2,000 of something.
Bitcoin?
So to this YouTube video description below, guys, I just added this repository. So if you guys want, you can now click in the description and refresh the page and then go open this code up and you guys could use this this app.
FAJC might have a good point. He says,
and thank you for the donation, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, go for it.
He says it's for consistency purposes.
What
so
is?
I think he's talking about the squigglies on those.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think it's just like, you know.
I think anything where you don't need it, like I think it's a little. I think simplify it. You know, it's like that's how I would write Python code if you don't need an additional set of parentheses or something.
Yeah.
Jose says. Jose Antonio says, what do you people think about TypeScript? Is it useful? TypeScript is pretty useful. It basically lets you like essentially turns JavaScript into Java. You know, it's like statically typed.
Does it just make it more general or what?
Yeah, it just provides you, I think it makes you less error prone and things like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
what
you
I'm
have
like.
to define your data types in TypeScript. So
That's what I didn't like about my projects with C++.
yeah.
It was like, it's like even it's the next level, dude. Like you have to say, oh, how many bits is gonna have or shit like that. You're just like, oh my god.
Can't mess up. All right. So I think I get so now on the to do, so I get the decoration and how that's working and how the P style is working for when I click here and strike through. Input type.
So this is the checkbox. This is that little square that you could click on and off.
So on change, anytime I change this, it
It's gonna call a function.
calls mark complete
and it
based on
passes
the
in
index.
the index.
Cool. And the index is being passed through here.
So I'm curious. How's it getting that index? When's it getting
Yeah, so
assigned?
I just thought about that too right now.
Oh, I think I know where. Go to app.js. I saw it. Oh, so there it is. It's in the mapping. So you see how for that to do, it's assigning the index key equals index equals index, and it's giving it a mark complete function. What about the edit text? You go to app.js real quick.
Yeah.
I think there's a function we didn't explore that might be important. No, edit titles also just... So these functions are being passed down the indexes.
Right. So how is it picking up this exact?
So my assumption is it's going to be from the form. When someone creates it, they have to add an index, right, to this new object.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
yeah. Just figuring out how is it passing it through. You know what I mean? Like, so I click it on change. I mean, it's this thing that runs, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
as
yeah.
soon
So
as the
so
checkbox
the on
mark-
change does the mark complete. The mark complete was the one that would change it to true or false. I don't know if you remember, and it would return the new list of things.
Where? Mark complete.
Yeah, this one. Remember? So it would just assign the old one to the new to-dos. The new to-dos that is complete, we would invert it
Gotcha.
for the one that got chosen. And then we'd set it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, doing Tailwind CSS would be fun too. All right, so hold on though, bro. So I click it. How is it getting the index?
So this is what I'm saying. I think the index all right. So how it's getting the index, I believe, is from the to-dos JS again. Go back there.
Yeah.
Is right here. Right. So here is where it's saying we have a to-do.
Yeah.
And when we're mapping it out, I'm not entirely sure how this mapping function happens, but you have a to-do and you have an index.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's some sort of incremental thing.
Right.
So for each to-do, we're going to give it an index incrementing.
Yeah.
And then here it's assigning the index. So can we look at that, like the to-dos.map, like Google it? Let's see what this function does.
I mean, I think it's just looping through and then assigning it, right? That's what map generally does. It allows you to just
I mean, that's again,
goes through like every.
Or don't do to-dos map. Do like a
My bad.
JavaScript.
React, yes.
React. Perfect. So what's it say here? Maps number 2 doubled.
So it'll give you back an array, it seems like.
And that's that array of to-dos that we have.
Boom, right there. So this gives us back an array, right? To-dos.map gives us back.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so here it assigns a number.
Right.
It passes in the number as a function, and then the function is actually the numbers times 2. That's what it cares about, and that's what it creates the array for, right?
Yeah.
So here it passes in a to-do and an index, and what it's going to do is this function, which is it's going to create a to-do HTML tag, and it's going to assign everything. It's going to assign the to-do, it's going to assign the key, the index, the mark complete, and the edit title.
Got it. So then when I click, it so it already knows it has the index, and then it just like calls the mark complete function on it, and then it does everything that it needs to do at that point.
Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't do it. I just think it sets it up.
Got it.
Like it passes it to this one. Like all this does is it passes it to this function here.
Right.
So here it assigns those, I don't know, what do you call them, parameters, or what were those things?
Props.
The props, right?
Yeah.
It assigns the props for the to-dos. So now a to-do has the to-do itself, has the index, has the mark complete, and has the edit title. Yeah. Now here, it got it from the mapping. So we do the to-dos. So let's back up a little more. The to-dos receive the to-dos array. If they were marked complete. Wait, do you think this is an array or that's just one? That has to be the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I think that should be all of the to-dos, right? That's why it's to-dos. Like it should be getting this.
Yes. So which is all of those.
Yeah. Like where is this being used? Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's making sense then. So we have
Yeah.
the to-dos component that receives all of its to-dos along with those other parameters, right? We start to create this div for the component, which is going to be called to-do list.
Yeah.
Inside of this div, we're going to do a to-dos map. So we already have the to-dos, right? And that's where we're mapping it. So each to-do of the to-dos is going to get mapped to an index. So I'm assuming that index is that incremental thing.
Yeah.
From now, it's going to create a to-do component.
Right.
That to-do component is going to pass in the specific to-do that I mapped out.
Yeah.
For the key, which is, I don't know why they're doing the key because I don't see the key anywhere here.
Yeah, the key sometimes React will use like there are these plugins where it lets you have nice little animations to things coming up. And
Interesting.
It's also kind of right now it's not being used kind of anywhere. I don't even think it'll make a difference.
Yeah. So what about this? What if we can print out on the UI the index?
Yeah.
And then let's just like manipulate it a little bit here just to see kind of what's happening.
Right.
You think we can do that real quick?
Do what?
So let's go to the UI.
Yeah.
Let's show the to-do along with the index so we know what the index is. And then let's kind of manipulate it. Or let's just do that first. So
Okay,
it should
sure.
say like write a new blog post -1. Pick up laundry -2.
Sure.
So if we want to do that for the UI, what are we thinking we could do here? I think that's going to be here, right? Because this is a to-do.
Yeah.
That's a specific to-do. So right there, right after that, I would add in like the to-do.id.
To do
Yeah, so I don't know
Let
if
me
it,
actually try to do that ID here and let's see what it gives me
yeah,
back.
so that's exactly.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting the ID.
Perfect. If you do to do. That's interesting. It just gets the wait, you do text?
Yeah, I did to do that
Oh,
text.
okay. Okay, cool. So I guess what I'm getting to is do the ID again.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to this one.
Yeah.
And what happens if you change the one for the key? Does that change anything? Right, do like index plus plus or index plus one.
I mean, this I don't think is gonna do anything for now. But I think if we changed index,
Oh, so what I'm assuming is if you click one,
like
it
you
changes
see,
to yo.
yeah, that's gonna mess it up.
So this is where that data is getting passed in. Then
Like
It's
that
from-
is gonna break it. That's what I was thinking. It's gonna break.
Yeah.
So this is why this is like more back end. This is not being used for now, I don't think, for anything. But this is the one that we're using to do our strike throughs and everything. That's why it's being passed down here.
Perfect. So I guess did we get the answer that we were looking for? I think we did, right?
Yeah.
Which you were asking where do we get the index from? And the index just comes from the mapping, right? And I guess that's
Yeah.
why I wanted to look up this documentation. Because
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, what happens if you add in more parameters? What are those parameters? What do those parameters mean, right?
Yeah.
Or do we just assume if you add two parameters, the second one is always going to be the index? Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think.
That's why me personally, I would be curious just to do like JS React dot maps function.
Yeah.
What does it do? Like I know we went into that a little bit, but I'd probably dig deeper just to really understand it for me.
Right.
Doing multiple components, man. Let's see if we could find one that has multiple parameters.
Oh, more than
Yeah,
two
because you see how this
parameters, you
one's just
mean?
one. Yeah. This one's just one.
Yeah.
This one's two. Like, can we have three parameters? I don't know. Like, how? Right?
I see what you're saying. Like, how many parameters can the map function have?
Yeah, because all these examples seem to just have one parameter.
Yeah. Rendering an array. I mean, that's the actual documentation, right? There, I think that's it, right? Is that?
The callback.
No, this is still not.
Current value.
So what are you trying to get at by adding another argument? Like, what do you?
I guess what I'm trying to get at is just to understand the dot map, because my assumption is with the dot map, if you pass in the first parameter,
Yeah.
that's going to be the actual object.
Right.
And if you have a second parameter, if you name a second parameter,
Right.
that's always going to be the index. Like, is that always true? Is there a third parameter where maybe it could be something else? Like,
Right.
that's kind of why I just wanted to understand more about that dot map functionality. But I think
Got
what
it.
we just had right now about the callback function, I think that was it.
Right. So far, what we have is, let me refresh this. Did we? Okay, to do that text. So far, we just have this thing over here. I mean, I feel like most of the app, I understand pretty much how it works, right? Like, we understand how the to-do form works, and it's a component. We're using this component inside of our app JS. We have the to-do form right here. We're getting our, this is one of our components that we're using from here. This is the other component that we're using, right?
Yep.
All of our styling is being done here in app CSS. So I feel like in terms of understanding how this app works, I understand pretty much all of how it works. I think the next steps for us would be to like learn how to actually edit and be able to even change these. And the few things that we wanted to add was like be able to drag this up and down.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
right?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's it.
Do you guys in this chat know how you would go about doing that? Because that's something new for us to learn with React and actually apply it. So I want to know, like, is that something that you guys, is there any, I know that we have some people who are like actually React developers in here. Himanshu says, I want to master React. Elijah says that was it. Luda says, remove the key and then you will see. Yep. Manpreet says, index is like the position of the to-do text. So if you're marking something as done, it is calling mark complete, which will show a line, though, based on the index. And index is a default property. Yeah. And index was the thing that was actually being used, whereas the key right now wasn't a thing that we were using. Map is for iterating. Yep. A little out of box. Do we really need else if statements in Python? I mean, you don't really need else if. You can just keep doing if else, but I like to yeah. Line through, strike through, yeah. Damn. So we're going to keep on learning React. I want to keep on actually increasing my skills in it. I think it would be cool to be able to build full-on projects with it and add more functionality to it. So this upcoming week, I'm actually interested in taking on the challenge of building the Tesla app.
Ooh.
So
what does that look like?
This is what it looks like. So this is what I'm interested in building.
That's fancy.
Definitely understanding how to build.
Look at those Tesla boxes.
So that's that nice little like scroll lock as I go down. And then where's that? Like I think they have a calculator too or something, which gets pretty fancy.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't know about all of this stuff.
The animations.
Yeah, it's like crazy animations. But let me see where you can actually order the car, and then there's some kind of calculator that it has. Like, so let's go to, is it order now? I think that would be fun to like build that. Dude, look at this.
Yo, let's buy one right now.
I like how easy they make it. Like, for example, you just pick performance, click next, and then they're just like letting you get it.
Dude, this is why
Cash.
nice UI. This is why nice UI and the user experience is so important, bro.
That's kind of like,
That's insane.
I mean, you want to talk about high ticket? Like, this is high ticket. This is crazy. People ordering $60,000. What happened?
Just 10K, bro. Back end is jacked.
Auto steer on city streets. Oh, so this is what it's actually showing you right here. This is what this animation is showing you. And you can add that on for 10K. Like this here, whatever developers are actually doing this, like, that's insane. That's actually bringing them a lot of money. Like, imagine somebody sitting here and they're like, yeah, I'll actually take that feature. I'll add this.
What else do they got, dude? How expensive can this car get? Let's just stack up all the fucking back-end products on there.
I mean, let's, what if we actually ordered it on this?
That's it. I mean, that's a lot, but
Cash.
yo, oh my god, imagine having a $700 payment for a car.
I mean, 684. I might
do today 100. I'm down, bro.
So what is this? 4,500 down. The fuck? Scamming me?
Scams.
After something savings. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of down. I feel like you have to put some type of payment down. You're leasing it.
Yeah, that 4,500 now.
So 4,500 and 684. That's not that bad.
Paid off in 3 years.
And I think you can just order it, dude. Like, I think you just put in your credit card and that's it. That's actually pretty crazy.
Yo, let's get some solar stuff, bro.
So here, like actually getting good web development skills in to make something. Somebody's like, buy it, please buy it. That would actually be pretty amazing. AB Ryan says, watching your live for the very first time. Let's go. Let's go. But like, I want your phone number. Damn. I love that. I'm just seeing Manpreet. I can explain in short. So basically, okay, cool. Responding to somebody.
Oh my God. This guy's still telling us about keys, bro.
Praveen. I love it. So, I mean, people who can actually learn these skills, to me, it makes a lot of sense why Tesla would pay their developers a lot of money. Because if you can add these functionalities in where if you're about to place an order and it makes you add on a $10,000 thing, they can hire 10 developers to build out their functionality, make sure their app looks great, because one order a day, one cool looking animation can help them like close out $10,000 extra.
Dude, you know what this is literally?
Yeah.
This is the equivalent to Mariah's hybrid product. Because think about it. At a regular car dealership,
Yeah.
to add that $10,000 thing, the salesman guy sits down with you.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you want the leather seats? Another $1,000 or whatever. And you're like, no. But you're like, oh, but the leather seats, you know, like they have to pitch you,
Yeah.
like, get on the phone with you, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like, here it's just like a click of a button on the page.
That's fucking crazy.
Like you said, dude, you hire a developer to have that. You don't need a salesman to get an extra 10K on one product. It's on the page because the experience and the brand.
That's kind of dirty. It's kind of like, I mean, here the React developer is the salesman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because whatever it is, maybe, I don't know if I order something. I mean, I don't know if I can order
Solar panels.
solar panels. What the? But whenever that order bump comes in and they make it look great, one thing that they tack on is boom. For somebody who can afford it, it's not that much. And a lot of people get Teslas. For them to tack that on, I don't think it's like that big of a deal for most people. And so, I don't know. To me, it's just blowing my mind that they let you just order that from the internet, because most of the times you can order these things from the internet. And second thing is, I love actually how they can use the development and the experience of it to be able to sell. Yeah. Like it's actually the great user experience is part of the sales process.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean it gets rid of, like, dude. Oh no, I was gonna say, do they even have Tesla salespeople? Like, but they do have some of those demo stores where you could walk in and ask questions. But I think in the end, you still order online. Like you don't deal, like there's not someone trying to close you on the Tesla. You know?
Yeah. Let me see. Tesla jobs developer. Are they looking for software engineer? Careers Tesla. Let's see. I wonder if they actually list out project developer. That's different.
Charging infrastructure. A gigafactory, bro. Bro, they're hiring their own developer or engineers to build their own gigafactories. That's crazy.
What is that?
I think those are just like the big ass factories for either production or like charging. Or
Wait, hold on. Where did that go? Software engineer. I wonder if they actually list out the technologies. There we go. React.
and Java.
So build and support internal developer tools, back end, front end with TypeScript. So yeah, these are important to learn. You got TypeScript, React. What's ROR?
No clue. Return on.
Oh shit.
Oh. Oh, we're not sharing. Should we be sharing screen?
We should still be live.
I know, but never mind.
Yeah, we're still live, but our Chrome just crashed. So super annoying. Yeah, it's always super annoying when like Chrome crashes. This is a new Chrome update. Does this happen to you guys where your Chrome crashes and it just like doesn't like I don't know why, but it started happening after the new update. It started happening a lot. What is ROR?
If this happens to you, give us a thumbs up so we know it's not just us.
ROR. Oh, Ruby,
Ruby
on
on
Rails. Oh,
Rails.
yeah.
Oh shit.
I never saw it as ROR. That's the first time I'm actually seeing it written like that. Is
Dude,
that what the
but-
cool kids call it?
This is what you always talk about. We expect you to have strong CS background and an ability to resolve complex engineering issues and other stuff. But
Yeah.
I think that's what you talk about. You're like, dude, you have to have good problem solving abilities, right?
Yeah.
And I think that doesn't just apply to code. It just applies to anything in general, right? Like if we're doing this live, something goes down, it's like, oh, like figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is that you're doing, things are always going to go wrong. You just have to build that skill of on the spot solving problems.
Right. Yeah, that skill is extremely important. And I think problem solving skills, all of these hiring managers actually put problem solving skills on a pedestal above everything. Because even with React, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's React or if it's any other framework. They want you to be framework agnostic. And they want you to just have great ability. So tomorrow, if they switch to Angular or they switch to Vue or they switch to something else, they want you to be able to crush it. They want you to still be able to solve the actual problems that they have.
And I think that's kind of where the typical big tech programming algorithm type interview questions come from, right? Because like, hey, like doesn't matter what language you use, let's see if you know some basic data structures. Although I still think it's kind of like a little overrated. I definitely don't think you should judge like someone would be a good programmer or not just based off whether they could solve algorithms.
Yeah.
But I think that's why they adopted it, because they're like, hey, we want to be able to test people
Yeah.
to see if they have good problem solving skills, but I just don't think that's the way to do it.
Right. They're even now starting to shy away. They're starting to do less and less of whiteboard type of interviews. And I mean, Frank was talking about this too.
Oh, what are you saying?
Remember, he was here and he was talking about how they're starting to do less whiteboard interviews, like just companies in general. Mm-hmm. And they're realizing that that's not the best way to judge candidates, because sometimes he says people have anxiety and they get scared when they're in an interview that's happening over whiteboard and they just don't perform well. But they actually might be great given a week, 2 weeks, a month working there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely remember going through those interview processes. Like, you wake up, you couldn't even sleep the night before.
How many interviews have you?
I went through Microsoft, YouTube / Google's, and Blue Origins, and I only went through those. I mean, I got those job offers, and at that point, I was like, I don't need to apply anywhere else.
Did you get a job offer from Google?
Yeah, the YouTube Google one.
What did they offer you? Are you able to say that or no?
Yeah, I could say that. So that one was, I mean, very similar to the Microsoft one, which was like, they're both at 110K leaving college. But then the benefits are insane, dude. Like 401k matching, for every dollar you put in, they would match 50 cents. Meaning if you maxed out your 401k at 19,000, they would put in half of 19,000, which is 9,500. So at the end of the year, if you maxed them out, there would be $27,500 in your 401k.
Holy shit.
So that's like an extra almost 10K per year, right? Then like the stocks incentive that they would give you the ability to buy the stocks at like a 10% discount. So if a Microsoft stock was at $100 at the time they get to cash in, and they limit the stocks, you could buy it at $90, right? Yeah. So you could right away sell it, cash out, get that 10%, or you could keep it long term. It's already a profitable stock anyways.
Damn.
But and then even then, dude, like I remember at Microsoft specifically at car dealerships, it's a big deal if you're trying to get a new car. They're like, well, what's your job? Like, do you have any pay stubs? They need to see like a month's worth of pay stubs. Yeah. But if you tell them like, yo, I got a job at Microsoft, they're like, oh, go ahead and get this car, dude. Like, you'll pay it off later.
Damn.
So it's just crazy, man. Like, just I
that's
think
crazy.
Where big tech wins is the amazing benefits and incentives.
Before we move on to that, so you applied to these 3 jobs and they all gave you offers?
Yeah. Between
Google, YouTube, Microsoft, and Blue Origin.
Yeah. So Google is YouTube, right?
Right. What made you say no to Google and Microsoft?
For me, it was more of saying yes to Blue, because I realized I can always just go to big tech later. Like Blue Origin was still at like when I joined, there were 1,300 employees. I think right now they're almost like at 3,000. So there's a lot of growth in the 2.5 years that I was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, like this opportunity is once in a lifetime. Like in the future, in 50 years, there's going to be rockets up there and I'll be like, dude, I was able to be part of that.
Oh,
like
shit.
that was history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's going to be normal, maybe 50 years, 100 years. I don't know when that's going to be. That's going to be normal.
Yeah.
I was part of it when it wasn't normal. That's kind of what it was for me.
And what were your interviews like with Google and Microsoft?
Dude, they were intense, dude. Like the end of those days, your brain is just fried. You just wanted to go to sleep, dude. But you would show up at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
to the place, and they kind of give you the breakdown, like, oh, all right, you're gonna have like these interviews, but they all consisted of 5 to 6, maybe I think it was 5 technical interviews.
Yeah.
And they would take you in Microsoft. I remember they would take me over to a guy's specific office.
Yeah.
I would go into his office, and they all had like fucking whiteboards, like in their own little
Damn.
offices, right?
Jesus.
And then that's what it was. It was like 3 technical interviews.
Yeah.
Then at lunch, you would go to lunch with another employee,
Yeah.
and they would tell you like, oh, don't worry, it's not part of the interview, but obviously it's like a behavioral interview.
Yeah.
You just kind of want to see if you're like a cool dude, if they can vibe with you, if you just pass their Googliness check for YouTube, or just if you're a cool dude from Microsoft.
Yeah.
And after that, after your lunch, you get in 2 more rooms and you do coding interviews. And what those interviews were, I don't know how they've been changing, but it was you show up, they talk 5 minutes about your resume, ask you like a question or two, and they're like, all right, boom, let's go over to the whiteboard.
Wow.
And the rest is just doing the whiteboard stuff.
Huh.
So after that, dude, you're just like, they're like, all right, good job, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You're just like,
And
dude.
what was the difficulty? Like, were they giving you a lot of theoretical questions, or what was it?
No, I think,
Like, how were you also like? How were you prepared for them? You know?
dude, I prepared using firecode.io. I really like Firecode because here's the thing about Firecode is they use memory recall, or I don't know what that specific terminology is,
Yeah.
but it'll take you through levels. It'll take you through level 1, level 2, level 3, like easiest to hardest, right?
Yeah.
But while you're doing level 2, like every 3 or 5 problems you solve, it'll bring back an old problem and you like solve it again.
So like you're developing also pattern recognition.
Yeah, exactly, right? So then after a moment, I just remember I would go in here and just fucking eat them for breakfast, dude. I would
Really?
just start knocking them out, you know? And I felt, and I was only like at level 3. It has like 5 levels, which is a lot more problems.
Yeah.
But if I were to get to level 5, it's just like, that's what it is, man. It's
You
pattern
got to level
recognition.
5?
No, if I would have gotten to level 5, that would have just been even that much more easier. But that's what it is, man. It's pattern recognition.
So
you know?
those questions they asked you at Google and these companies, did you feel like some of them came from like Firecode.io, or was it more difficult than that?
Here's the thing. It's not about getting the exact question like, oh, yeah, I remember I practiced this one. But it's literally what you said, pattern recognition. Like there's one, I can't remember the exact question, but it was something along like, all right, imagine you have this lab of rats and they just fucking decided to reproduce, right? How can you tell me if rat A and B are related? And like by how much? So that's just pattern recognition, because when you think about relationships, you think about like parents.
Yeah.
And then when you think about parents, you think of like a family tree or trees or graphs.
Yeah.
Right? In this case, it'd be a tree, not a graph, because there's no like, there could be some circular things, but it's like, all right, cool. Now I know that's probably the type of data that I'm going to have to store. So now what's the problem? All right, well, the problem is if I have a mom and a dad, then that's going to create another node. So I know each node has at least 2 parent nodes.
Yeah.
Each parent node can have each node can have multiple child nodes. So you kind of start to figure out how this data is going to be stored.
Yeah.
Okay, now if I want to find if A is related to B, and if so, by what degree of separation, what can I start doing, right?
Yeah.
So because you're doing with graphs, the first thing I thought was like, all right, I could do a breadth first or depth first search. Right?
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who might not be familiar, that could be you could follow one string of, all right, check this guy's dad's dad, till you get to the origin.
Yeah.
And see if you were able to come across it.
Yeah.
If not, check his mom's mom, go all the way to the origin. If not, they go to the dad's mom, dad. So you go all the way to like as deep as it gets.
Yeah.
Or breadth first is like check the mom, check the dad. If it's not, then check the mom, check the dad, check the mom, check the dad of the mom and the dad.
Yeah.
If it's not, then that one's more like you go wide instead, right?
Right.
But here's the thing, there's also children. So you have to go both up and down, right? So I forgot what the hell, how I was able to do that. Like now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? Dude,
Yeah.
But that was like the type of question that I had to code up.
Yeah.
So I think I ended up doing a graph along with, in terms of like pattern recognition, I was like, I'm probably gonna have to store this data somewhere as I'm going through it so I could look through it.
Yeah.
So I got a stack.
Yeah.
so that as I went through a parent, I put in the stack. So for example, if I was doing depth first, I could go through all of those, put them all in the stack, search through the stack. Once I'm done searching through the stack, if I find what I need,
Yeah.
I'm done. If not, then go back and do another path or something like that.
Damn. And then did they make you ended up having to write the algorithm as well, right? And you chose Java, or what did you choose?
Yeah, so at that point, I did Firecode.io using Java, so I was able to practice that. So that's what I just felt most comfortable with. But in reality, you could use Java, Python, JavaScript, any major programming language. But
Right.
that's, I guess, up to you at that point.
Damn. That's really powerful, dude. Like to actually use, we're going to head off in just a second. But yeah, that's actually really powerful. I think we should actually teach that at some point, some of those things.
Yeah, we could definitely get into that stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool because it doesn't even matter what language it is. It comes down to just problem solving.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. So what I want to say is I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just picking up React and just having fun with Daniel. And yeah, hopefully you guys had fun, enjoyed, pick up some stuff with us. One tip that I want to give you is I like to pick up, especially if you know coding in another language and you, for example, I know Python. It's really easy and it makes it easier to pick up something by like looking at somebody's code, downloading it, and playing around with it. So I linked the source code to that person's code, Raj Hassan, something like that is his name. And we took his code, broke it down, went through it, and understood, okay, how this app is working. Now, this is just day one. If we did this every single day, by day 5, 10, 30, we would know how these apps work. We'd be able to build them from scratch. And I highly recommend you do it like that and then play with it and break it, and it'll help you understand.
And along with playing with it, here's a challenge to you. Try to add some functionality to it. If you can't think of any ideas, think about this. What if you could make it drag and drop? What would that look like? Or what if when you do it to do, it disappears or moves it to like some sort of archived or something like that? Or even adding a date to those things, like a little timeline that could remind you if it hits those dates. So those are 3 ideas that it's like, once you start to implement those, you could really start to get a better understanding of React and really start to learn.
Or take that to-do list app and add a database using something like Firebase so the data actually stays there so it doesn't go away once you hit refresh. Guys, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed it and had fun. We'll do more of these and more advanced ones where we are building projects. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys. Smash the like button. We love your beautiful face. This is Kazi and I'm with
Daniel here.
And we will see you
on the next one.
Peace.